everyone, to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show with Bethany, Sparky, and...
Doug.
Doug
the weenie. That is the best wiener dog name I've ever heard.
All right, everyone, this is episode... It is the... Oh my gosh, that was him?
He's real upset I've had him to hold still.
It's his first day. Oh, it's his first day?
First day.
Rebecca brought us a day one dog.
That noise was like fantastic.
That was the noise of, I want to be free now.
This is episode number 186, everybody. And you can ask questions by direct messaging us, by commenting under YouTube or any of our other platforms. But we really want to prioritize the people who...
See, I'm glad he did it there, because I was holding him, not doing anything when he did it. He's just vocal.
Okay, all right. Love you, Doug. Bye, Doug. Have a nice day, Doug.
See you in a few weeks, Doug. We'll bring him back in a couple weeks.
Okay.
He's day one. He wasn't ready for that. That's okay.
You guys.
I hear Rebecca laughing.
You guys can put your questions down below in the comment section, but make sure... I still heard them. But make sure you include the age and breed or breed mix of your dog, because that does make a big difference for us.
To be fair, they probably couldn't hear it. These mics are really good. It probably cut it out.
Oh my gosh, it was like,
shrill.
Shrill. Like,
I want to ask a short one.
yeah. Okay, Katie says,
Oh.
Katie says, I want to do this one. When wearing my treat, this is a good one. When wearing my treat pouch, because we see this one all the time, Katie. My dog only wants to jump and nip at the pouch. How do I redirect attention away from the pouch? All right, Katie. I don't have the age and the breed of your dog. Shame, 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 shame. But
It matters because it lets us know how pushy we can be back.
yes. But I can be pretty pushy even with a 10-week-old that's jumping up and nipping the dog pouch. So here's the thing. You don't redirect attention away. I'm not saying that your dog should be addressed for every little thing. That is not what I'm saying. But in this instance, it's very evident that you're accidentally creating a very pushy, permissive issue that is going to bleed into some other really, really gnarly areas if we don't get this under control. So it doesn't really matter what the age of your dog is. There are two things, in my view, that you need to be doing in order to get over the hump, and it is not redirection. When my puppy doesn't just mouth me, but is biting me, biting the tar out of me, I'm not going to be like, here's a piece of food for biting me.
We're accidentally rewarding.
That's redirection. Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand that, there are some instances where redirection can work quite nicely, but abuse to you and your person and your body is not one of them in this instance anyway. So what I would say is make sure you're not moving when this happens, because movement creates stimulation and it can cause like a lot more issues. So even when you do the blocking, which is what I was going to talk about, it's only like one step. So what I would do probably is I would probably just bump, my toe never even leaves the ground. And I'm just bumping off. So this is the treat pouch and my hand is here. I don't pull my hand up. That's what y'all do. I know it. Stop it.
Dog is going for pouch.
Boom.
Dog backs off.
It's just a bump, and I leave my hand where it is. I might get into the habit of holding it at my navel. That's a habit that I have back from showing dogs. I just really like doing that. I like to hold my food hand
I do too.
at
I bring
my
it
navel.
to my chest, at my diaphragm.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But don't pull it up, because you're acting like prey, and he's going to treat you like prey.
It's the same thing when you're giving treats. I know some dogs are a little bit more nippy than others, especially puppies and Vizsla puppies, especially. When you're giving a treat and you have a dog who's very mouthy to take food, if your instinct is to pull away, you're actually creating a larger lunge for your dog to grab that food before you retract it.
It's not a Vizsla though. She didn't say what it was.
Oh no, I just worked with the Vizsla who did the exact same thing. So the breed was in my brain.
Okay. So that's the one thing. And you got to freeze and then wait your puppy out. They're going to do one of two things. They're going to sit eventually, like after a few bump offs. They're going to sit because you've been doing sit, break, sit, break, sit, break for food. Or, and this is very likely to happen with the puppies under 16 weeks old, they're going to be bumped off a couple times and they're going to be like, oh, what's this over here? And they're going to be gone. And that's when you redirect them back into focus, okay? So for me, that's what I would be doing. And then make sure you're teaching place, waiting, well, all the things really, all the threshold things like waiting in crate, using crate door, to stop your dog from coming out without permission. And place is so important because we teach it in a way that uses body language to reset the dog, to have them give space, and then they get the reward. So it's really important that they put all of this together, that it's not just you setting a boundary with jumping, but you're also training and rewarding, good behavior, but not just that, you're giving them room to make a mistake and then showing them what to do instead. So there's a lot of onion layers to this. If any of this sounds overwhelming or confusing, we do have an online school.
Training is cumulative. That's how you have to think about it.
That you could go and check out. It's on the puppyacademy.com. You just click the online section, and we go over all of this stuff and more. But that kind of gives you like a little tidbit. Would you like to add anything to it?
No, I was thinking about the cumulative part. Training is cumulative in the sense that nothing that you do in one part of training lives in a bubble, meaning that if I block a dog from coming out of the crate, I could probably work a little less hard blocking them at the threshold leading to the back, to the backyard for potty. So I'm lessening my job with every threshold. I worked with the Vizsla, and we did 9 minutes in an owner lesson of just helping them come out of the crate.
Calmly, more calmly.
Yeah, more calmly. By the way, it was never calm. It was never a calm coming out. But we got her about as calm as we could, and it took 9 minutes. But every threshold from that point, by the back door, I actually did have a calm dog who was able to look and get food while the door was open about 3 inches. Not a huge amount, but 3 inches was a lot compared to what we were getting before.
Yeah.
And that's an improvement. So I rewarded improvement, and then I got my dog out for potty. But every day I do that, I'm not going to expect more. I'm going to work to get more. Expectation is the killer of dog training. Working towards it is how you build it.
Yep. But you just got to be patient. I'll bump a dog off 6, 7, a puppy. Not an adult dog. An adult dog, there are ways where I would have it happen much faster because I wouldn't want to create the habit. But with a puppy, I can do it 6 times. Then the puppy will just finally be like, oh, well, what do I do then? I'll just stand here. Good. Sit. Food. And then ignore again. They jump up to the food pouch. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Then they just stand there. Good. Sit. Food, and then they will put it together.
There's a reason she's saying sit first.
And you got to have a leash.
I think you already mentioned leash.
Okay.
You mentioned it, yeah. You should always have a leash on your dog for this because that's what gives you the leverage. But she's given that sit command after that pause because she doesn't want the dog to think it's jump, sit, pause, treat. Oh, jump and sit gets food. No, it's the jump, off, pause, then sit. The brain has switched gears going into that sit, and it goes to more tuned in and focused once you've given the command. But you have to have a work mode to build this as well.
It's important. See, that this is the whole issue with redirection versus, addressing certain things is that when you're all, redirection is really important sometimes. I see a dog, I redirect. I see a dog, I redirect with a puppy. But in this instance, it's like if you rob them of the chance to make a mistake, they're never going to learn what it is you're wanting them to do.
Ooh,
okay.
I like that.
All right, we got to go.
You're going to just skip right over
I know. Okay, so if you rob them of the chance to get a mistake.
This is gold.
You rob them of the chance to make a mistake. They're never going to learn what you're actually wanting out of them. What was the good, what was the bad, all of that.
You want a dog to jump. You want a dog to nip. You want a dog to bite so you can show them the alternative and then start rewarding that alternative to create an understanding of why they don't need to jump to demand attention. They can wait and ask for it with a calm sit.
Yeah. All right, you've got some questions on yours. Why don't you? No, I mean, you don't have TikTok open.
We've only done one. I have it open. I don't have it open.
Oh my gosh. All right, TikTok, we're going to get to you in just a second. What treats do you recommend for small puppy training? I like to use the dog's kibble for really young puppies. Soak it with a little bit of water and broth until it's a little spongy. It takes like 5-10 minutes. Or preferably, I wouldn't use kibble to feed in general. And so even if you're doing like a raw food type diet or a wet people food diet, just wear gloves and that's what you're using. You're using handfuls of that. That can be a pain in the butt though. Sorry, I touched my mic. My personal go-to is Ziwi, Ziwi, or that's his favorite. My actual favorite is called Real Meat. It's a dog food. They have treats too, but you can just buy the dog food and break that up into pieces and use that. That's what I like.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they had dog food.
Real Meat is dog food. Yeah.
Do real meat over Ziwis.
Yeah.
The Ziwis sometimes isn't as flavorful and it gets a little bit harder. Yeah. And I know the treats for real meat is really, really high quality. I would do their food as well, but as a substitute for their treats.
Okay, you got yours up? Your three-parter?
I do, but none of the ones that you wanted me to pull
That's
up came
because
up.
you joined late. It's because he joined late, because he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Oh, call it out.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi guys, we have a 4-month-old doodle. He has been amazing at playpen training and has been sleeping. Hold on. And can now get out at night. He's been getting upstairs at 3, 4 a.m. and we're waiting for the new pen to arrive. How would you recommend we retrain with playpen, as I know he will cry at night now?
Crate.
Say it again. Sound like crate.
Crate.
I missed the first part of that.
Crate. The answer is crate.
I know. Okay, crate. Just do it.
I mean, you would retrain playpen the same way you would train crate. So yeah, I would go with crate though.
Do it.
And
Just
why
do it.
are you such an advocate for crate over playpen?
She wants me to explain myself.
Of course, we're gonna get the why.
I mean, there's so many reasons, but the easiest one is that it's easier. It's good for the dog. Your dog is going to need to be crated at multiple points throughout their life, so why keep them stressed? They need to learn how to be alone safely so they don't get their head in a chip bag and suffocate and get into your trash. They need to see you as someone who gives freedom and fun, and so it can give leverage for training. They need to learn how to hold their pee. Crate is the best thing to do that.
You even threw in the chip bag.
Yeah. Because it's a real thing that happens.
It is. It absolutely is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I just think you'd say.
And why don't you like playpen?
Well, I mean, he likes playpen, but not for the night. Just not for the evening.
I don't like playpen at night because it's a choking hazard. It's a hanging hazard. They can get their paw caught in it. They could start pushing it across the room and breaking that boundary. Playpen, we're not a huge fan of for dogs that are able to get over it or on top of it, right, because they start learning how to push boundaries.
Or they just figure out how, trying to. They're just trying to, yeah.
By trying to, they eventually learn how to jump out. I've had dogs that escape playpens and start biting the bars of the crate door because if they got out of one, they should be able to get out of the next. It creates the mindset that there's the possibility of escape. Mm-hmm. That's extremely anxiety-inducing in a dog.
It is.
People buy $1,000 impact crates to prevent their dogs from even trying to break out of crates, knowing how much anxiety it causes if they've done it once.
Now here's the thing. You might have a super easy puppy, like really laid back, like really easy going, and you might be totally fine. But it's just in our experience, it's our job to tell you the red flags, tell you the potential issues.
We see the worst, but
yeah,
we're going to prep you for it.
But it's not even the worst. I mean, honestly,
it's average. You're right.
It's average. But you might have a more low key than average dog, and you might be totally fine and ignore us. But it's our job to tell you the things to think about that might not go so well. So we're doing our job.
When people ask me how to get a dog out of the crate, sleeping on a dog bed in the master bedroom, I tell them that all the habits they're doing now for the next year to year and a half of having them in the crate, teaching them how to settle, having them learn how to lay in bed for 6 to 8 hours while you guys are sleeping, when you eventually have a really strong place command, that's when you start being able to start deviate from crate to place. But that doesn't happen until like the 2-year mark. For me personally, it didn't happen until 2.5 years with my service animal for seizure alert and assist. So that's a very well-trained dog. It does take a while because they start exploring and you kind of lose that ability for them to rest comfortably at night.
All right, my 8-month-old poodle is constantly chewing the furniture. How do I stop her? 8 months old, so this is not a teething issue. This is a dog that is...
Boredom. Or anxiety.
It could be a number of things. I hate the boredom thing because it's usually anxiety over boredom, and people.
But
think
I feel
boredom.
like anxiety kind of comes off as boredom.
But 8-month-old adolescent dog. So it's not like a puppy anymore, right? So I am curious: is she getting her hour in the morning? If this is a poodle, is she getting her hour of like exercise physically, but mental work? And what I mean by mental work is you have to challenge your dog. How boring is it to sit at home and eat chips all day and watch Netflix and never have anything challenge you?
Great for the first 2 days.
I was going to say 3. I'm a 3-dayer.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm a 3-dayer. And then I start to get a little, So let's make sure that you're doing things to challenge her. She has to stay in heel part of the time. She has to recall off of the dogs that are barking down the block. Oh, you see like a little fence. You have her hop on it and walk the fence. So let's make sure she's getting that hour. And then throughout the day that you're having her stop at thresholds, that she's not jumping up on you, that she's not getting affection whenever she comes up to you and gives you her cute little poodle face. That sometimes you tell her to wait. Oh gosh.
I personally recommend.
Okay.
She goes for 3 walks a day and zoomies constantly. We are doing training and snuffle mats. What else can we do?
So snuffle mats is foraging, so it can be a tiny bit helpful, but
I feel like it's going to overstimulate her if she's already overstimulated doing that many zoomies.
How long are your 3 walks? Let us know. We'll wait. What other advice do you have while they're getting back to
You gave a lot of advice. I'm trying to think of where I can fill in the blanks.
I just gave like
10 minutes.
That's
yeah,
not
you
a
need
walk.
30.
That's not a walk.
That's a walk to the driveway.
It's not a walk. So I'm not trying to be mean. I'm on a roll. No.
We're feeling the energy. We're feeling the vibes.
People don't know. That's
can
not
I,
a walk.
Can I throw in some
There's
advice
no
before you go at her for this?
mental-
Stop. All right.
Are you ready finally? Are you ready to get into this finally?
Stop it! Settle down! All right, I'm gonna recommend that you look for a private dog trainer that can give you a proper walk, that can teach you and go out with you and show you how to get a proper heel, recall from dog distractions, body blocking away from certain things. This is all the mental stimulation your dog needs, and that happens over about 25 to 30 minutes.
For a toy or
If
mid-size? For the big one, you need an
For
hour.
a standard?
Yeah, for a standard, you need an hour.
3 1-hour walks
No,
a day?
no.
No, I'm just talking
They
about...
don't need to do 3
Oh, I think
walks a
you
day.
need I think you need 2 to 3 30-minute walks. So I think you need up to an hour of walking,
Yeah,
personally.
because
Hey, you know what? Everyone's got their different opinion on that one. That is my opinion. Bethany, that is yours. You bug off with your opinion. That is
Go
my
ahead.
opinion.
Hold on. She's walking 10 minutes because walking her is stressful. She eats everything on the floor.
I'm gonna skip
then-
that
then
comment
she's
because
gonna
we're
keep
gonna
chewing
recommend
your-
that you guys get
yeah.
a dog trainer. That is
Yeah.
our piece of advice to
She's
you.
gonna keep chewing the
because
furniture.
you need to learn how to do a 30-minute walk with your dog where you can get a good heel,
Yeah.
where you can get focused, where you can recall from other dogs and distractions. Without that, you're only building endurance that is being used inside your home to chew your furniture.
Now your 10 minutes though is not building endurance, but you know what her eating everything and you not having the ability to control it is doing? It's creating this obsession, this drive, thank you,
I like the
with
word.
grab. And so now that's a habit. I definitely agree with him now that you are definitely going to need like some one-on-one help to get in there and help redirect her because her life isn't challenging. If you're not able to stop something like picking up something off the ground, then she's not being challenged enough and she's going to come in and eat your house and it's not her fault.
And it's just going to be tough to do it on your own.
Yes.
Even if you do our online program,
It would be
truly,
tough.
it's not meant for that
Yep.
type of issue.
It
That's
would be
for all the
tough.
basic obedience. That's a private one-on-one dog trainer teaching you how to walk on a loose leash.
Yeah. In the meantime, until you guys find a one-on-one trainer, I would put her on a long lead and I would go to a park, get a martingale collar, which kind of cinches a little bit around the neck so it won't fly off of her thin, skinny head, and put her on a 20-foot long lead and let her do like a few zoomies and then do come, sit, food, and then break, walk a couple steps. She goes off that way. Come, sit, just let her hit the end of the leash, hold on tight. Come, sit, food, and start to slowly chip away at working her brain that's not so confined to a 6-foot leash, which is going to be way too much to ask of her right now.
When she's hitting the end of that leash, you're not pulling. You're
You're just
letting her
freezing.
hit
You're
the end,
bracing.
you freeze, and when she kind of hits it and does this moment, what the heck? And kind of
Good,
glances back.
come.
Good. Come. Good
And move
name,
backwards.
come. Walk backwards.
Yeah, and move backwards.
You're
And-
trying to draw her in, not through pulling, which is conflict. That's leash conflict.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word right now. But what you're trying to do is have her look to you so she's checking in after hitting the end, and then you're calling her back.
And hopefully
That's a mutual.
And hopefully she'll do that 2 or 3 times and then maybe run some circles around you and try to twist up your feet. You'll do that a few times and then she'll slow down. Then you can start to catch her on the come before she hits the end of the leash. And then just start changing directions like crazy. just switch directions in the park, keep in straight lines, and just do a star figure and just start switching directions like crazy. Once she kind of comes down a little bit, go on a day where there's not a lot going on. That's so important for your next 12 visits to the park. It's on like a Monday afternoon if possible. And if you do want to work on some more stuff, go on some YouTube videos, look up balanced training for basic training, put your dog on a 6-foot leash and practice in the house on that stuff. So that's what I would start to do right away before.
Start with fast pace for the movement and then slow her down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's going to work through some of the energy and it's going to feel less crazy that way.
Can you guys answer this one? Going through the puppy blues. Help! I have 2 husky puppies, 11 weeks old.
Rehome one of them?
We're just talking about the puppy blues. 'Cause a lot of
The
people
puppy
go
blues, you're not going through puppy blues, you're going through littermate syndrome.
Yeah, you're not going
That's
through
not
puppy
puppy
blues.
blues.
I would strongly consider rehoming one of them.
By the way,
And I don't
you're
mean
going to have
that-
to break that down in
and
more
I don't-
detail.
I
She's not
am.
joking,
I
she's
am.
not kidding.
No.
She means that in every way, and that is to help you. And the
Yeah,
dogs.
it's really, it's not meant meanly at all, or that like you can't hack it. Trainers don't get litter mates
I
unless
would never do it.
unless they're like gonna keep them separate because they're showing and potentially gonna breed them, and then they're kept separate, trained separate. They spend very little time together. So this is a very different lifestyle. And don't get me wrong. Yes, I've met people that have kept, like they have a mom and they kept like a daughter, but it's very hard.
But it's also completely different though, because they're at 2 different ages.
Yep.
When they're at the same age, you have 2 puppies.
Yeah, so
not
hard.
an adult dog and a baby.
Yeah. Usually people who do that, like they're in Alaska and they're actually going to take those 2 puppies and they're training them as sled dogs and they're staying outside. So it's very, well, once they reach a certain age, they stay outside. And so my point is just that if you don't have working dogs in some capacity, I just wouldn't do that to yourself. I'd never do it to myself. It's incredibly challenging and unrealistic for most people to have a high quality of life with 2 husky.
Yeah. So now we've told you
littermates.
not to do it, but now
That's
let's
just
tell
our-
you what to do
yeah,
if you
it's just
do
our
decide
opinion.
to keep them. If you do decide to keep them,
Separate.
they live separate lives.
Yep.
Their crates are in 2 separate ends of the houses. I stagger their free time, so one goes in for an hour and a half, when the other one's coming out for 30 minutes. When the other one's going in for an hour and a half, the other one's coming out for 30 minutes, and they're completely separated from each other. And if they do play together, it's very seldom. It's like probably once or twice a week. And
I'm a little more lenient than that, but
Would you? Would you be
I'm-
more lenient? Would you do it a day?
I would, because I know how to stop a lot of the bad stuff. And I'm just-
You're a professional dog trainer who's been doing it for 18 years.
But wait. Maybe she has a lot of experience with huskies, just not 2 at once.
That's fair. If you're an
So,
experienced owner of
could
dogs,
be a
like an
little
experienced
different.
Husky, Shepherd,
Yeah.
Rottie, Pitty owner, you probably do have more knowledge than some other people. You got to be really, really good at regulating play. You know what? That's fair. There are people out
Let me put it to you this way. In our socialization class here, my dogs at home, if I start walking towards them, they usually start to separate. Why? Because I practice them being sensitive to leash pressure and body language pressure. They're not on leash in that scenario, but I move into them and they move away. Our puppies that have been here for a few weeks here at Puppy Academy, when one of the trainers starts to walk into the middle, a lot of them start to move away because they know that they're going to be blocked and calmed and settled down, because we have that habit. If you are skilled at that, if you're skilled at the body language, skilled at stay out of the kitchen, like an invisible boundary. I said stay out of the kitchen, so they stay out of the kitchen with body language and blocking and follow through. You're not just leash food, leash food, leash food. If you have that skill, that kind of Cesar Millan dog psychology skill, then you can have your puppies play more often. If you're more obedience driven, if that's where your skills and your experience comes in, the obedience driven mind, the leash, the food work, the redirection, I would suggest that you do what Sparky said. There's less interaction between the 2 of them. Work up to them being able to watch each other, one in crate, and watch each other work before letting them be out more. That would be my suggestion.
One means you're a strong trainer. That second option means you're more of a strong trainer, and that's the mentality you're going in with your puppies. The other option, her option, is you've had dogs, you've owned dogs for a long time.
You've got the
had
psychology now.
litter mates together maybe before, and you have the understanding of when I move into my dog, they're not still staring at the other puppy. They're looking at me,
and
taking
moving.
steps
Yeah.
back and giving space and not trying to dodge me.
Yeah.
That's an advanced owner. It's completely different from someone who just got 2 puppies.
Right. And dogs are very Dogs are very opportunistic. I just had this happen with
Yeah,
my German Shepherd. She's 8 years old now, which is crazy. That Dakota's 8 years old. She was playing with a puppy, and she loves puppies. And I had done a few Dakota settle down, Dakota settle down. She settles down, but then the puppy ramps her right back up. I probably did that 4 times, and I was like, man, I gotta go into the yard. And she's 8 years old, and I still gotta go into the yard. I mean, I take one step into the grass, and she's like,
We're good.
I'm perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. My point is, they're visual. They learn
She had
visually.
to back her words up with her body.
But that's because they learn visually, and a lot of us are, we're like that too. They learn based off body language. So never forget that, is that it doesn't matter if they're 5 months old or 5 years old. Whenever they are struggling with something, they need you to be that physical presence, that leader, that whatever. Okay, anyway, I could go on and on about that. Hey, I got a question over here. Finally, well, they've been slacking over here on Instagram.
We've been seeing the hearts on TikTok. We appreciate you guys.
It's like really slacking. All right, Emma says, I thought it said awry. Crate training is going awry. No, that's not what she said. I'm being very dramatic today. I don't know why. Maybe because I missed last week. Crate training.
We never went on last week.
What?
We never turned on.
What? Okay, that's the story
Keep going.
I'll learn about later. Crate training has gone great. Woohoo! And my puppy does fine in the crate when I leave. Pfft. Are you just bragging now? I don't understand. What is this?
Everyone else on is just...
It's like, Emma. When can I start to try and leave my puppy outside the crate or give him more space and tips? Where's my age and breed, Emma? Emma!
Where's she said another one?
I need
Maybe
age. It doesn't say age and breed.
I tried to defend you, Emma.
I need age and breed, hun.
Can I see it really quick? This
No,
might be one of our
I'm
older
finishing
toys.
reading. Okay, and give him... No, it's not.
No.
And give him more space and tips for that. I leave to take the trash out, and my puppy isn't in the crate, and he cries. Well, stop doing that because you're going to set him up to have anxiety. So stop trying to push it so fast.
5-month-old wiener dog.
Oh,
Yay!
Oh,
Wiener dog.
Never.
Oh, shoot.
Never.
Oh, crap.
I mean, really, never. No, I'm just... Look, wiener dogs are prone to separation anxiety. We're actually seeing a huge increase in that.
We had a slowdown about a year ago in some of the separation anxiety. Now it's about as bad as it was before. Honestly, I think it's that they're being bred a lot. They're very, very popular breed, especially after COVID when
Sorry,
people
I
are
didn't
doing
mean
more
to
work
get
from
you
home.
on that tangent.
Okay, yeah, you got to stop me now then, because we only have like a minute.
Tips for when should she let her puppy not be in the... Like, start having her puppy out of crate.
You got a wiener dog though.
This is very dependent on the temperament.
We can't give advice that's general because the general advice for a wiener dog
2
is
years.
yeah.
Oh, never.
I would say 5. I would say
wiener
5 to never. I'd use crate for their whole life because they need that balance. But situationally, if I have a dog who is more confident, we had a dog that did amazing in the crate, was a very confident wiener dog, and they started him very young, doing more spatial pressure, more place command, being away from the owners, not being on the couch, doing it by their feet. That's the kind of stuff we had to do in the beginning to create more of a balance with the puppy. So you're looking to do place command to teach it and have her start doing place duration, sitting on the cot by your feet, a pouch on your hip, and every time she's able to settle, it's good food. I'm not rewarding for focus, I'm rewarding for calm. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
When you can put your puppy on place and say stay and go and get the mail and come back and take the trash out and come back.
Oh, you're literally setting her up for that.
And your dog can stay on place and is relaxed or just looking for a piece of food.
And it's not because you're giving a stay.
Yeah,
that does not count. You
Like,
can't say the word stay.
You can just be like, place, walk out, walk
not
back
allowed
in.
to say the word stay.
When you can do that, that is one. I mean, there's many ways that you can kind of check your dog's energy and see where they're at, as far as comfortability goes. But that's just one way. You want to have that level of control and confidence. Your dog have that level of confidence that you're coming back. And then they would eventually get off place and hopefully go and settle on the couch while you're gone. That's what everybody's dream is, right? So my thing, just to give you an idea, I have four dogs. One's passed away recently, but I had 4 dogs. They're all elderly. 2 are still in crate, and 2 are not. And one of them still goes and hides in the closet whenever she can because she loved her crate and she's mad I took her giant crate away. Anyway, Dakota loves confined spaces.
That's a big crate.
She hides.
That's a big crate.
I know. I was ready to get rid of it with the German Shepherd. But anyway, she was 2.5 because she was a chewer. So my point is every dog is very different. Temperament, tenacity, drive, how easy it is for them to relax. So I would say personally, I wouldn't even try it till they're 1.5, 2, and that's only if I have a very laid back, chill,
confident
mindset.
dog. Confident.
And wiener dogs are prone to anxiety, and so even if you do your best, so just keep that in mind. There's no rush. A wiener dog is going to travel with you. It's going to go places with you. It's going to need to spend time alone when you go out with your boyfriend or husband or whatever. So for me, it's like a crate should be a regular thing. Small dogs can get into some weird spaces, and so I'm just not a fan of weaning off of crate too soon. So for me, I would say settle in, girl, and just make it be a part of the ride.
2 to 5 years. That's about the number I'd be thinking about.
You just can't let it go. All right, everybody.
No,
Thank you so much.
We're not going to set up for success if we don't say it.
We'll see you
Bye,
next year. I about said next year. Bye. Next week.